What's going on, YouTube? You guys are watching Boxing Talk with Shaka Waka, man. What's going on with everybody, man? You know, Spence, he dominated Danny Garcia. And I just want to, get my take on what should happen next. But before I get into that, I want to say thank you to everybody who likes and comments on my videos, man. Shout out to all my subscribers. And shout out to the whole LDBC, man. Y'all the real ones. Now, let's go ahead and speak on this, man. So, man, Spence, man, is the fucking truth, man. It happened exactly how I thought it was going to happen. He just dominated Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia had nothing for Spence, nothing. Couldn't even get past the freaking jab. So after that, he had nothing. The only good punch Danny Garcia landed through the whole night was the straight right hand. That's it. That is it. Other than that, he looked like he'd been in a damn fight. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't even trying, man. He didn't do nothing. His corner didn't have nothing for him. It was just sad. It was just sad. It was good. It was a good thing for Earl, man. He put on a show. He looked good out there. He looked like he's back to, the truth. And he had a little bit of more pep in his step, a little more bounce in his step, and he looked good out there, coming in and out, beating Danny Garcia on the inside also. Man, it was just like it played out just like I thought it was going to play out. Danny Garcia had nothing for Earl Spence Jr. He's too stationary, and he doesn't have that gear to press the action or be the one to shoot his shot first. He doesn't have that. He just sits and waits, and that's exactly what he did the whole fight. And to me, I had the fight 9-3. There was a couple of rounds where people weren't really throwing nothing. That was more at the beginning of the rounds. Danny Garcia tried to show out a little bit in the 12th round, started throwing combinations together, but by then it was far too late, my nigga. It was far too late for Danny Garcia, so he gonna have to try again. For Danny Garcia, I think he should fight. I don't know. He gotta work his way back up. He's in a position of a Kell Brook, like I said. Maybe a Ugas or something like that. Maybe for a young up and coming fighter. Jerome Boots Ennis could definitely fight him to show that he's up on that level if he wants to get some good work in. Because Danny Garcia, like I said, he never, against top competitive fighters in the welterweight division, I will say, he just doesn't have it. He can't compete with those guys. So yeah, he could be a gatekeeper and help those other guys, be a test for those guys that are up and coming. That's what I see him doing. For Earl Spence, man, y'all know what I want next. I'm not even gonna play. I want the Terrence Crawford fight. Fuck Manny Pacquiao. I understand why they want to fight Manny Pacquiao. He's a money fight and he has a belt. But let's get this shit over with. And don't tell me these niggas can't make this fight because Terrence Crawford is on the other side of the street. You know how I feel about that. I don't give a fuck about that. Since I seen Deontay Wilder offer this crackhead a 50% in both fights, you guys can't tell me that they can't do the same. But I don't like getting into the money situation because that's where they fucking lose me. Like, if y'all respect each other as fighters or whatever the fuck, then offer the man 50%. Like I said, for Terrence Crawford, he's over there with Bob Arum. I hate that shit, but he's over there with Bob Arum. Whoop-de-fucking-do. He has did his dues. He has fought the people he needed to fight. He became undisputed. He has knocked out everybody in the welterweight division that he has fought. So give this man some respect. If he asking for 50%, I don't get why he can't have that. Errol Spence, he feels like, he's pulling more of the weight, and I can understand that. But he's been at the welterweight division longer. You feel me? That's where he's at. Terrence Crawford has made his way up to welterweight. So Earl Spence had no choice but to fight the people that he fought. You know what I'm saying? In his welterweight division, if he wanted to be a champion. So, man, I don't. Like I said, since I seen Deontay Wilder do that, I know it's fucking possible if these fighters would just get their head out their ass and respect each other for going in the ring and fucking risking both of their lives. I don't give a fuck about 60-40 and all that shit. But then again, if you really want to just make the fight, take the split. It could go both ways. How I feel, it needs to be 50-50. They both put in work. They're both good fighters. It's a 50-50 fight, So you can't say one person has more of an advantage over the other person and this person has a. You cannot say that. You can't say that. If you're telling yourself that, you're fucking lying. Period. They both have different type of skills that could win them the fight. You know, and it's not way more than the other, and it's not way more than the other. So I think these guys just need to make their 50-50 split. But that's what the fuck I want to see next. I want to see Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. I want to get this shit over with. I want to see who's the best, so we can move the fuck on with our lives, and they can move on and do what the fuck they need to do. They can have trilogies and all this other shit and do what the fuck they need to do. If Errol Spence goes after Manny Pacquiao, I will understand it, you know, because it's the money, and then he would have 3 of the major belts. Errol Spence says he's been wanting to go get Manny Pacquiao. He's been said this. He said this to Terrence Crawford face when they were face to face. He said he was gonna take the easy route, and that's all the people on the PBC side first. So when Terrence Crawford says he wants to go after Manny Pacquiao, I understood why he did that, because he'll have more leverage if he's able to have a pay-per-view with Manny Pacquiao and able to get that belt from Manny Pacquiao. So it would definitely be a 50-50 split. You couldn't say it's not if Terrence Crawford goes in there and beats Manny Pacquiao. And Errol Spence just wants to take the easy route so he can have the majority of the money whenever they do meet up in the middle. So I don't get it. Pacquiao's an old guy. I don't think they need to be chasing him. They don't even need to be worried about him. If Manny Pacquiao needs some fucking money, he needs to be calling out these guys. That's how I feel. These guys are what's happening right now. Manny Pacquiao is a legend. Don't get him twisted. But I'm not checking for him. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao could go fight Conor McGregor or Jake Paul or where the fuck he wants to fight. I'm not checking for him. We are checking for these guys because these are the boxers that are going to be here. You know what I'm saying? At least for 2-3 more years. You feel me? I don't know that about Manny Pacquiao. So I want to see Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. Errol Spence, like I said, dominated Danny Garcia. It was so good to see, man. It was so good to see him back on his shit. They had no answers. Angel had no answers. All that shit they was talking, Angel had no. Well, I can't say they. It was just Angel talking shit. Danny Garcia wasn't really talking shit, and he was really respectable after the fight. He made no excuses, but Angel Garcia had nothing to tell Danny Garcia in the corner. It was kind of sad to see that shit. It was really sad to see that shit. But like I said, congrats to Errol Spence Jr. What I want to see next is a Terrence Crawford fight. There shouldn't be no excuses, but you know, the money situation is always the problem. Money situation is always the fucking problem. So we'll see what happens next, guys. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. And if anybody wants to go check out my music channel, Shaka Waka Music, over here on YouTube, I got a couple videos out there that you guys could check out if you want to. But other than that, like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.